Hi everyone, my name is Andrew. I'm from Ottoman Studio, and this is Ruben from Atlas General Construction.
Yep. How you doing?
Hello, Ruben. Today we are here in the Bay Area in San Francisco. We are visiting an active job site, and we are going to talk today about everything with this project: timeline, construction cost, what challenges this project gives to us, what are the difference between the construction in San Francisco and LA area. A little background: this is the project of house addition and new ADU. And the first question I have to you is, how did this project start? What was here before the construction began?
What was here was a single-story house. So there was a garage on the bottom and a livable space on top. The family's starting to grow, so they wanted to do an extension and then have potential for the rental below.
What were the main goals of the homeowner? Was it more space, rental income, or multi-generational living?
They needed more space, so we added another bathroom upstairs, extended the bedrooms out, but then also to have the rental income down below.
So basically the main goal was the family owned the house. They wanted to extend it a little bit and to add an ADU for passive income.
You got it.
It's like very smart.
Yep.
Okay, what was unique about adding an ADU in addition to on this property?
There's not too much stuff that was unique. You know, the challenge was the design on how to make it all flow. And you guys did a great job. Outside of that, though, it went pretty smooth.
And if you are talking about the weather condition, did it affect anyhow the construction? Because compared to LA, we have rain today.
Yeah. So San Francisco, Bay Area, it's sprinkling, overcast about 50% of the year. So we're conditioned for this.
Did you have any other conditions that affect the construction? For example, the soil or slope on this property or everything?
Sure. Yeah, the soil was a little bit of an issue. We had to go back to the city with a soil report, usually not needed, but outside of that, it went very smoothly.
So just to let you know, in general, when we're doing any project, addition, new construction or something like this, it's not always required to have a soils report, but optional when you submit the drawings to the city and they come back with the corrections. The plan checker could ask for additional stuff like soils report, survey map, solar panels.
Sure. Property line.
Yeah, so basically we need to add all of these additional reports before we get approval from the city. Let's talk, what's the difference between construction in Bay Area compared to LA or San Diego area? Question I have to you is, how is construction in Bay Area different from LA or San Diego?
You know, Bay Area has its challenges. You know, I've noticed that, one of the challenges is having a zero lot line, which means two properties are joined and bond together. Typically, when we have that scenario, there's an extra additional fireproofing and things that need to happen while construction is going on. So there's very minimal challenges.
So just to let you know, in LA area and San Diego, most common setback is like 5 feet. Side setback, 20 feet front, 20 or 25 feet rear setback. In San Francisco, it's more compact. All the houses.
It is a little more compact.
Yeah, so they have all these 0 feet setbacks, so it could be right on the property line, but we need to have the additional fireproofing just for safety reasons.
Yep.
And that's basically the main difference between these areas. And what about pricing? Are materials and labor more expensive here?
Pound for pound, they're roughly the same. But because of the challenges, of the additional soundproofing, fireproofing, soil reports, parking, if parking's an issue, that can also cause a little bit more cost, having to get street parking. And
in that case, why the house, like for rental, for lease in Bay Area, more expensive than LA?
Location.
Just because of location. Also, I think one of the reason is because San Francisco is compact and it's limited to the area. That's why the square footage is more expensive. Also, as I know, here's parking spaces are much more expensive than in LA.
If you have to pay for parking, it's probably 3 times the amount.
In LA, you can find parking for like $50 per month, and here, like what, 400, 500?
400 to 500.
What about the city inspectors? How do city inspectors and permitting compare?
Permitting could be a challenge if you don't hire the correct architect. But if you have a good engineer and architect on your team, permitting should go fairly smoothly. City inspectors, also, we have a big reputation here. So when they see our name, usually it goes a little smoother.
And about the timeline of inspection, let's say we compare LA timeline inspection compared to San Francisco? Is it longer or the same?
So it's slightly longer because San Francisco has their own inspector for each trade. So all the trades, opposed to LA and San Diego, my personal experience, one inspector will do multiple inspections. So our inspections here in the Bay Area could take a little bit longer, maybe a day or two.
Are you talking just about San Francisco or Bay Area in general?
San Francisco.
Jose?
Yeah.
What about San Jose, Fremont?
South City, all the way down the whole entire Bay Area. Usually it's just one inspector that will oversee everything.
Actually,
Similar.
similar.
Very similar.
Okay, so in general, Bay Area is similar to LA or San Diego, but San Francisco, it could be longer.
A little bit more unique.
Any local challenges like steep lot, older foundation, or limited access for deliverers?
So San Francisco, they built the foundation very well. Typically, there's not too big of a challenge there. There is a reinforcing that needs to be done if you're building a second floor or maybe doing an open plan concept on the inside. But outside of that, it's pretty standard across California.
Yeah, but basically this, if you're going to build a second story, you need to extra foundation or reinforced foundation anyway.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if you're San Francisco or LA. And what about the deliverers? Let's say this particular lot, I think didn't have any problems with delivery. It was quite good or no?
Timeline?
Yeah.
Yeah, timeline, we're right on schedule. Yeah.
No, I mean like material delivery. Any
So-
challenges with that? Or?
So 90% of the material delivery we do ourselves in-house. So we have a 20-foot truck.
Okay.
And so we deliver our own. That way we're not charging the customer extra money for delivery or waiting several weeks to get it.
And what's one thing every homeowner in the Bay Area should know before starting a project? What's important to know?
What's important to know to start a project? Planning. Bay Area, Southern California, planning is the most important thing. Getting a proper team together in the beginning.
So yes, and also I think very important is to run a feasibility study before doing any project.
For sure.
Yeah, so just to explain you, the feasibility study is the pre-design research before doing any addition, any drawings, any design, anything. It's worth it to spend like 1-2 weeks of your time to make a good research in the city to find out what actual setbacks limits are, what are high restrictions, what is FAR or lot coverage restrictions, are there any easements on the property, are there any other issues that can affect your home or the total potential square footage, because it doesn't make sense to spend a lot of money and time to make all the drawings, to submit them to the city and then receive the correction from the city like, sorry, you cannot build this because you have like 20 feet rear setback and on your plans you're showing just 10 feet setback. Very important is invest some time to feasibility study or pre-design research before doing any job, just to make sure your project is feasible and you're not going to have any problems in the future during the permitting process. Okay, let's talk about this particular project. So about the timelines and on-site process. What stage are we at right now?
Sure. We're at the stage, we're about 85% complete.
85% complete.
Correct.
What's left to this project to be fully done?
So we've already smoothed out the walls and we've went ahead and applied the primer. And next step is paint, first coat, and then we trim out the kitchen and all the bathrooms.
So it's basically almost done.
Yeah, about 5 or 6 weeks.
How long did it take to get to this phase from demolition to?
It is about a 9-month process.
Let's divide this 9-month process. Like each phase, how long did it take, and what was the overall process?
Each phase?
Yeah, let's say we start from demolition, then we start framing, insulation.
Sure. So
if you remember.
Yeah, dude. The demo's always quick and the funnest. Usually that takes about 2 weeks to complete that.
2 weeks.
Framing's about 6 weeks. And then outside of that, we have plumbing, which is several weeks, anywhere between 2 to 3 weeks. Electrical took us a little bit longer because we had to do the main panel and a new sub panel. So that was about 4 weeks in total. And then outside of that, installation and drywall combined took us about 3.5, 4 weeks.
What about the inspection during this or each process? How long did it take?
Sure. Yeah. So the inspection, we had multiple inspections. So we probably lost about 2.5 weeks, maybe 3 weeks at the most in inspection time.
Why?
Because it's different inspectors, different trades, and they have to be scheduled in order. So one cannot supersede the other.
And does it happen? Let's say you have a framing inspection. So you have one inspector come here, he gave you some corrections, then he left. So you did these corrections, you fixed these problems, what he wanted, and then the city sent you a different inspector to check.
Yeah.
Or it's supposed to be one inspector for at least like framing.
Yeah, so that happens sometimes, where one inspector will ask us to correct something, but then another inspector wants us to take it back to the way we originally had it. That's always a challenge in construction. So
it's actually not only construction. We have sometimes during the permitting process when we have a plan check. Sometimes it happens. The plan checker sends us some corrections, and then we make these corrections. We resubmit drawings to the city, and then the other plan checker check it and say, "Oh, why did you fix this? Like you have to back it to make it like it was before."
correct.
I don't like the things, but it is what it is.
Mhm.
Like we can, and we have to explain the homeowners that these things, it's like not on us. We cannot somehow to
Correct.
to work with them.
Correct.
What are the main time-consuming stages in a project like this?
Usually it's the finish, the details.
Mm-hmm.
That could take about four solid weeks in just details,
Mm-hmm.
customizing it to the specific client.
How the weather in the Bay Area influenced the timeline?
We got lucky. We were going through spring and summer.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just, it's just starting to sprinkle now.
Mm-hmm.
So it didn't affect us at all.
But in general, is it potentially could happen that because of rain, you cancel, for example, some, I don't know, delivery or demolition or something?
Yeah, we would have to work around the weather, but we're very conditioned for that. So,
What's your strategy to keep the schedule realistic?
well, we have a lot of eyes overseeing one project. So we'll have a supervisor here that's on site every single day, 8 hours a day. That follows up with a project manager who he reports to. And the project manager is here 3 to 4 days a week for at least 2 or 3 hours each day. And then myself and the owner, Bill, we meet with the project managers on a weekly basis and go over the proposed timeline.
Mm-hmm.
And we make sure that he's following that timeline. And if he derails from that timeline, we'll figure out another way to speed things up so we don't lose time. So on any given project, we have at least 4 or 5 sets of eyes managing it.
Oh, that's good. So in general, if you have some project timeline, you're trying to keep this timeline during the whole process.
Correct.
To know how any device. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, correct.
So anyway, if some phase, it means like, let's say you have some delay on framing phase that you're going to speed up during the installation. So
Sure.
in general, you have the total deadline of the
Sure.
project completion, and so this project will be done by that time.
Sure.
So no delays.
Yeah, it's a team effort.
Yes.
Even down to our office, when we need inspections, we have a specific person who does all the scheduling for us. And she knows the order that it needs to get done in. She'll schedule, even if we're not ready, she'll schedule in advance so we don't have any delays or minimize them.
So it's very important to have everything organized
Mhm.
in one place. So it's not random things like, oh, today we do this, today we do this. It's supposed to be one schedule for everything, and everything's supposed to be in order to make it. Now we are moving to the most interesting part of this video, how much it cost. So let me explain a little bit about the process so you can understand what we did here, and then Ruben explain you the price and
Mhm.
everything. So before, it was a 2-car tandem garage on the first floor with a storage space. And on the second floor, it was single family house, 2-bedroom, 1 bath. What we did, we reduced this garage from 2-car to 1-car,
Mhm.
and we extended the storage a little bit to the backyard. And we converted the storage to the EDU, 2-bedroom, 1.5 bathroom. On the second floor, we made extension as well to the backyard. We added roughly like 350 square feet each floor, so 700 square feet in total. On the second floor, right now, we have the single family, what is 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom. The total square footage before the conversion was like 2,000 square feet. After conversion, it's like 2,700 square feet. And Ruben, so how much it cost? Everything is wondering.
Typically for this scale of project, depending on like location, details, and finishes, they can range between $500,000 and $650,000, A to Z.
What kind of surprises can affect the budget? Structural, city fees, soils work, etc.
Depending on the details from the city, soil, fire rating, soundproofing, those things all can affect a little bit of the budget. Inviting steel beams in versus wood beams also can increase the price. But
And what unexpected cost did this particular project have during the construction?
there wasn't very many change orders. I think there was 3. All of them were brought because the client wanted to upgrade stuff. Yeah, so we added extra things.
And what happened if, let's say, you have something on drawings and the inspector come and then he requests an additional foundation reinforcement? Is it the change order? Whose fault is that?
If it was already approved and budgeted for one way, and then the inspector on the field decides to change the scope, we would have to see those details before we can properly estimate it.
And does it often happen or not?
Very rarely. Proper planning in the beginning answers a lot of questions.
And if we are talking about the price breakdown, so what's the most expensive in this construction? What's the cheapest part? Well, if you're talking, let's say, foundation, framing, insulation, painting, etc., etc.
Always the framing is the most expensive.
So
It's the structural part. Foundation's pretty expensive. I would say that's in second place. But framing's always number 1. Outside of that, it's pretty standard.
How do you usually prepare clients for potential overruns?
The way that we prepare the client is we just let them know ahead of time what could possibly happen. We give them our opinion on what would possibly look good as well. So we just make them aware.
You mentioned that in San Diego, it's common, not problem, but it's about 0 feet setback, so we need extra fireproofing for the wall. How much it costs more compared to regular wall? If you have
in San Francisco?
San Francisco,
yes. Yeah. So it's a little bit more soundproofing. If you have a common wall between you and the neighbor, you definitely want to upgrade the insulation to soundproofing insulation.
But if you're talking about the pricing, so the regular wall compared to fire rated or soundproof.
Oh, the difference?
Yeah.
Depends on the size of the wall and the length, but that doesn't add too much more because you're only adding on top of what is standard. So it could be just a few $1,000s more.
What's the best way to save money without compromising quality or compliance?
Best way to save money without compromising quality. Well, the quality never gets compromised. Our quality is going to be the same no matter what price range that we're doing the job at.
And also, important thing to tell you is we are talking about this particular project in San Francisco. If we would have the same project in LA area or San Diego, the price is lower. So how much would cost exactly this project, but if it would be located in LA or San Diego?
So we've done about a dozen projects in Southern California. I noticed that it's usually about 20% or more cheaper.
And why is it cheaper in LA?
It's building material, accessibility for, material handling, parking, just different things make it a little bit cheaper.
Anything else interesting about the construction price?
No, it's all pretty standard.
And what is, if the client wants to save some money, what is the part of the construction that he can potentially save something, and what you don't recommend to saving the money because it doesn't make?
That's an answer that's probably going to affect everyone differently. One way is off the top of my head, a lot of people like vaulted ceilings, 10, 12, 15-foot ceilings. That adds to the cost, stuff like that, or having like a dozen skylights, or, it's different things can add.
And if you are talking about, so right now this house is like connected, it's like a big townhouse connected to small houses. If you compare this, let's say this square footage house price wise, to the same house, but if it would be like standalone, like detached single family house, would it be more expensive or cheaper, the construction?
It could be probably cheaper, not more expensive.
Okay.
Yeah.
And why?
Again, because of accessibility, the additional soundproof and fireproofing that we have to do on the walls, maybe additional sharing that might not have to happen. So there's a lot of things that make it.
What about the price phases? So let's say you have the construction. What is the right way for the client to make this payment phases? Like you make some job, then he pay, or he pay something, you make some job. And what are the phases during the construction of the payments?
So like the payment breakdown?
Yes.
Yeah, so we usually don't ask for more than what we need. For example, to start a project, it may be like 2% or 3% or whatever the case may be. That'll get us through all the demo phase and the foundation preparation. And then once we pass that inspection with the city, then we pour the concrete and we'll ask for another payment for purchasing framing material. And so usually the payment schedule is broken down in about 18 to 20 different payments. That way we're not trying to ask for too much money ahead of time. So we'll have a before request per task, and then the final request once that task is complete.
So again, it's very important to have everything in order. And let's say this price breakdown. So you don't have to pay everything up front. You pay some percentage for, let's say, right now we are going to work on the foundation. So you pay for foundation, we make the foundation, you pass foundation inspection, everyone is happy, then you see the job done, that is high quality, and then you pay for another phase, let's say framing, yes, and you start doing the framing.
Correct.
And so on, so on. So this price breakdown keeps everyone safe. So the client don't worry about the lose money, and contractor is safe to get paid for the job.
Correct. Yeah, that mixed with weekly walkthroughs with the clients keeps them up to date too, not only on timeline, but to make sure that they're not paying too far in advance. They're paying for what is done and what is about to start.
Correct. So let us show you these units. When we enter the house, we have two entrances. So this entrance is for the single family that goes to the second floor, and this entrance is for the ADU. We enter, we have this hallway, and here we have the small storage below the staircase. If you go the next room, it will be the laundry with a half bathroom all in one place. The next room is full bathroom. It will be the sink, toilet, and shower. And all this area is a big living area with a kitchen. Kitchen will be that direction, and it will be living space. So also we have here one bedroom, second bedroom. It will be a bit of French door, French door here, and that part, it was garage. It was tandem garage, but now it's one car garage. So we keep the garage as is, and also you can see here the previous footprint. So it was the existing house, and this actually our addition, roughly like 350 square feet per each floor. So we added 350 this direction, this floor, and then 350 on the second floor. And so what phases right now? What's left?
What's left? We just finished the primer. We're starting the paint next week. Once that's done, then we'll go ahead and start the flooring, and then the kitchen and bathroom trim out.
And what about these materials? What's that?
Flooring.
Okay, nice. So this is the entrance to the main house. We enter and we go upstairs. As you can see, the stairs are very light because we have skylight here and skylight there. It's important in Bay Area construction when you are between two houses to keep the natural light, adding these skylights. So what we have here, it was existing bedroom. This was living room, then dining room, like not room area, and then kitchen area. On this left side, we have a full bathroom and a small closet here. Then, as you can see, it was the end of the existing structure. On the flooring, you can see the difference. So all of this is addition. We have one regular bedrooms that was added to this construction with its own closet. And then on the left side, we have the master bedroom. Then also we have the master closet, and we have the master bathroom. For the master bathroom, we added also skylight for more natural light. Again, you can see the flooring that was existing, and this is proposed addition. And this area is a massive living, dining, kitchen area. So this is flooring materials. And so what do you think about this phase? How long it will take us to finish this?
So we're at the stage where we just shot the primer. We have to shoot the first coat of paint this week coming up. I'm going to estimate about 6 or 7 weeks. This should all be done.
Okay. Also, what's interesting in this project is that this wall and that wall, they are fire rated, fireproofing, because they are on the 0-foot setback.
Yep.
So it means this house is located in between the second house and the third house,
Yep.
and it's important to have this fireproofing. Also, it's interesting we have the fireplace. It's existing right now, but let's say the client wouldn't have the fireplace and they wanted to add one. Would it be a problem for this type of houses or no?
No, not at all. Yeah, we can definitely just do the proper fire uh, rated chamber,
Hmm.
and then we could just vent it out. We can make an electric or gas, either or.
And do you need to have a separate fire inspection in that case, or
The chamber, if it's gas, needs to be inspected
Mhm.
on its own to make sure that it's properly fire rated.
And each phase, in what phase this fire inspection is before the final inspection or before the framing? And
No,
when
so
exactly?
after the framing's done and when the insulation goes in, you'll have, like, for example, if it's on this wall, we'll have the wall insulated, inspected, and then when we do the drywall, we'll do the fire rating chamber
Mhm.
inspection as well,
Okay.
which is not done with drywall with material.
Okay, got it. What's also important to have in design of this type of projects is skylights. So since we are in between two houses, it's not much opportunity for us to have windows on the left or right side.
Mm-hmm.
But we still need natural light. We have a big window. It would be not enough for this type of square footage, so we added one skylight in the kitchen, and you can see two skylights above the staircase, so the staircase is not dark. Also, skylight in the bathroom
Mm-hmm.
and skylight in the master bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
All of these small things it help us to keep the natural light more open, more bright, just better for everyone.
You got it.
Let's talk now about the teamwork and communication. What tools or habits make collaboration between the design team and construction team smoother? What's important in the communication from your perspective?
Communication with the design architectural team who basically worked with the client hand in hand to create what's about to happen is very important. That way, we're not constructing something that wasn't intended by the designer, the architect, or whatnot.
So, what's important is to know, let's say the design team is creating some design for addition or ADU or single family, multifamily, whatever project you have. The client wants something, but let's say he has the budget that don't allow to build this. So it's very important to coordinate between the designer, contractor, and the client. So to have meeting all together and to make sure that the design that we are proposing will work with the budget that the client has. So we don't have any problems later when the drawings are approved that the client gets quote from the contractor and he see that this quote is much higher than he expected to pay.
Mhm.
It's important to have this communication between all this part. What's something you wish every designer knew before sending the plans to the contractor?
Something I wish that every designer knew, probably the overall budget.
Or a budget?
Overall budget, yeah, because you can construct 1,000 square foot addition, and it can range $100 to $200,000 difference in cost, just depending on how it's designed. So it's very important that the designers know this ahead of time on what the client's expectations are, budget is.
So it's not only on the designer team, but it's also on the client part that to hire both teams at the same time, because sometimes they kind of want just
Yes.
just to make some design, just to get some drawings approved, and only then he start to look for the pricing. Sometimes it's good, but sometimes it's not good because it
Yeah.
could potentially create some unexpected
Cost.
cost.
Yeah,
Yes.
for sure.
And so we were talking about the communication before the drawings are approved, before the construction starts. And let's say the drawings are already approved. How important is fast communication between the field and the design team?
It's extremely important. Yeah, there's been times where we've worked with architects that took a month to respond back to us, and that's never good because it costs more time, more money, more double mortgage, or whatever the case may be. So, working with a partner, a design architectural firm that is responsive, can save thousands of dollars at the end.
Yeah, just to explain, let's
Hmm.
say what could happen potentially. You have inspection, and inspector says everything's fine, but I need
Yep.
one extra detail, let's say for this connection.
Hmm.
So if you have good relationship, smooth communication, it just take like what a few hours to create this detail to send to the inspector and to get approval from the inspector the same day or the next day,
Yeah.
and it saves a ton of time and money
Hmm.
during overall construction. If communication is poor, then you're going to have the problems when you need just small detail and you're waiting for the answer like for a couple of months. For this month, you have to pay for all this
Correct.
construction stop, and it
Correct.
creates road delays, and that's why it's important.
Very important.
What advice would you give to a Bay Area homeowner planning an addition or ADU?
Sure, I would suggest to find design build team, somebody who's familiar with working hand in hand with each other. That way we can make sure that budgeting and timelines are all being managed properly.
What are the most common mistakes clients make early on?
The one that I noticed is the biggest. They will get estimates before any designs are proposed. And then after the design is proposed, then the contractor sees the finished design. It's usually over what they initially talked about. Not the homeowner's fault. It's just when you see something on paper, it's different. It looks much different. So I think it's best to have a design team on first.
Yeah, so it's a very important part. So everyone wants to have the price before they start any drawings, design, anything. But it's almost impossible because the price, the construction price, depends on actually what will be proposed during the design phase and during the structural drawings and preparation phase. Let's say you have a foundation. It depends on how much you have to reinforce this foundation, or if you need a steel beam or wooden beam, or how much framing you need to add. All these things affect the cost, and you cannot, like any contractor, it's not possible to provide you a reasonable price without seeing these drawings. If you get the price without this, it's like it will be a price range from two in most common things. But to give you most accurate price, you need to have not drawings, not supposed to be approved, but at least they're supposed to be finished. Like if you need to have at least architectural part, structural part, MEP, or at least Title 24 part, and then you can get more accurate price to not have surprise later.
Sure.
When is the best moment to bring both the designer and contractor on board?
I would say in the beginning.
At the beginning, yes.
Very beginning.
Before starting doing any.
Correct.
How much time should the client plan from idea to move in?
For this scale-up project?
Yeah, let's say this particular. We're talking about this particular project.
I would say a good estimate would be about 9 months, A to Z, after permits are approved.
So construction is 9 to 9 months.
Approximately 9 months, yeah. I'm going to say 7 to 9 months.
Yeah, we are talking right now about San Francisco or Bay Area in general.
Bay Area in general, yeah.
Are there any cities that take less or more?
It depends. There are cities, yeah. San Jose would take a little bit longer.
Why?
You know, when we have about 8 jobs going on there now. And when we call for inspection, usually it takes between like 7 to 12 days to get them out for a single inspection. If there's a correction and I call immediately, it's still going to be another 8 to 12 days. It just depends on the workload of each individual city, you know.
And the same things happens with the drawings. So when you're talking about the design and preparation of the drawings, it could take potentially like 1 month, month and a half, maybe 2 months at most. And then we submit the drawings to the city, and it depends like 99% on the particular plan checker from the city, how long it would take for them to review the drawings and to give us some comments. Some plan checker can give the comments, let's say, in 2-3 weeks. So then we just respond to those corrections and we get approval faster. Some plan checkers could take like 2 months, for example, to give you any comments, and it creates a delay. Even if the comment is small, just to add some note, you submit and you still wait this time to get approved. The same happens with the inspection during the construction. If you would do without the inspector, it would take much less time. But because of these inspections, you always have to call them and to wait. Just waiting time is...
It varies.
If you compare Bay Area to LA or San Diego, timeline difference?
I've noticed they're a little bit quicker, but it depends on the city.
If you are planning to make some addition or ADU, so we would recommend you to plan at least like 1-2 months for creating the drawings, design what you like, then submitting and getting permits. It could take another 4 to 6 months probably, depending on city plan checker, and then another let's say 8 to 10 months for construction.
Correct.
In total, we're looking at year and a half.
Correct. From design to finish.
From A to where is it?
Yep. Yeah.
This is EDU right now. It's 2 bedrooms, 1.5 bathroom.
Correct.
In Bay Area. So how much it costs to rent it out?
Probably in this neighborhood can get around the $3,000 range.
It's not bad. And for the loan, you told me what? It's like the kinds of paying $2,000 or $2,500?
Something like that, yeah.
So it looks like a very smart investment. You're paying for the loan $2,000 or $2,500, and then you rent it out for $3,000. So each month you're getting at least 500
Net,
passive
net
income.
profit.
And later on, once your ADU is paid off, this actually additional square footage will increase the value of your property in total.
A lot.
So in general, very small investment, just build an ADU if you have some unused space. Because before it was, you see, just garage, it's storage space, not used. Now it's an ADU, what gives you passive income, and then overall increase the value of the house.
Correct.
Now it's time for fire round. We're going to ask you a quick question, so you're going to choose A or B choice.
Sure.
Flat, lot, or hillside?
Flat.
LA plan checker or Bay Area plan checker?
Bay Area.
What's worse, foundation upgrade or framing change?
Foundation upgrade.
Steel or wood framing?
Steel.
Concrete truck or lumber delivery on steep street?
Concrete truck.
Plan change mid-construction or inspection delay?
Inspection delay.
City permit office or utility company?
Which one's worse?
Who knows?
PG&E is worse.
One big ADU or two smaller units?
One big ADU.
Custom built or prefab?
Both. I love them both.
Bay Area coffee or LA tacos?
LA tacos. You can't beat that.
That's true.
You cannot.
What is one advice you can give to any homeowner who is planning to make any addition or new house in Bay Area?
Again, it starts with hiring the proper team. I would vet the proper architect, engineer, out and make sure the proper contractor are on board before early on. That could be the world of a difference.
Okay, that's actually it. Today we talked about this house edition in San Francisco in Bay Area. My name is Andrew. This is Ruben. Thank you for watching. If you are looking for any project or you want just advice or consultation, just feel free to contact us. Don't forget to give us a like, comment, and subscribe for new videos. Thank you.
Thank you, my friend. See you guys.